Hi, my name's Tash Frost, and to sponsor me for the MS Readathon, just come to readwithtash.com. Bye! I'm okay, Mum and Dad, Emily yelled. Don't worry, she's okay. Anyway, we want some money and then you can have her back. He took a piece of paper out of his pocket and read the number that was written on it. We want $2,142.35. Tell them not to tell the police, Doug whispered. Don't go to the police, Dan said. One of us will drop around at 6 this evening and get the money. Then you can have your little girl back. He put the phone on his belt and the two men started walking away. Where are you going? If you need us, Doug said. We'll be down the hallway in the office. Just lie down and have a rest. As soon as they were out of sight, Emily looked at the bars on the front of her cell. The cells were made for adults, not little girls, and the bars were quite far apart. I wonder if I could squeeze through them, she thought. Emily managed to squeeze her whole body through the bars except for her head. She tried and tried to force her head through, but only made it sore. It's no use, she thought. If only the bars were just an incy tiny, weeny bit farther apart, I could get out. Emily squeezed back into the cell and then reached the hand with her eyefinger on it around the next door cell. She opened her eyefinger eye inside the cell was a pool of a pile of rubbish. Lying against the rubbish was a broom. Emily thought, if I could only reach that broom. Emily couldn't quite reach the broom. Suddenly she had an idea. She squeezed her whole body back out into the hole except for her head. Now try to picture this. Emily was standing outside the cell, bent over with her head still inside. With her left arm, she could now reach into the cell and grab the broom, which she did in a second. She was back in her cell with the broom. I saw this on TV once, she said to herself. Emily picked up the rope that the man had used to tie her hands. She looped it around one of the bars and tied a knot. Then she put the broom handle through the loop and twisted it. The rope got tighter and tighter until it was squeezing the bars together. Emily twisted with all her might. All I need is to bend these bars an incy tiny weeny bit, she said, gasping for breath. When she finally stopped, Emily found that she could just barely squeeze her head between two of the bars. In a second, she'd climbed out into the hallway and was looking for a way out of the prison. She could hear the voices of the men coming from the office. Maybe I could sneak past them and get away, she thought. But then, how would I get home? No, I have a better idea. I'll set a trap. The door to the cell where the broom had been was open. Emily went in and grabbed an armload of rubbish. She took it back into the other cell and covered it with the blanket. Then she put the broom under the blanket too. It looked like a bit of her hair sticking out from under the blanket. That's the bait for the trap, Emily said to herself. This is going to be fun. She untied the rope from the bars and took it back in the other cell. There she hid behind a pile of cardboard. Help, she screamed. Please help me. Come quickly, the men came running down the hallway. Are you okay? Doug asked. Hey, little girl, answer me. Get the key, Dan said. Open the cell. Doug opened the cell and they both went in, leaving the key in the door. What's this? Dan said, pulling back the blanket. This isn't a little girl. It's a pile of rubbish and a broom. Why, that little scamp, she tricked us. She certainly did, Emily said. Dan and Doug turned around to see Emily standing outside the cell. Why, you, said Dan and Doug raced for the door, but Emily was too smart for them. She'd already locked it. I guess you're my prisoners now, she said. How did you get out? The men asked. Emily tried to explain, but the men looked puzzled. But how did you see the broom in the next cell? Dan asked. Oh, I forgot, Emily said, holding up her Eyefinger. I saw it with this. Heavens, Doug explained. We kidnapped a mutant. I'm not a mutant, Emily said. I'm just a little girl who happened to be born with an eye on the end of her finger. Now are you going to give me that telephone so I can ring the police? Not on your life, Dan said. Then you could be in for a long wait, Emily said, because I'm going to have to walk to town and it's a long way. Okay, Dan said, sliding the phone under the bars. You in. And so it was that Emily phoned the police. To be continued.